What if pain in your joints isn't just age or genetics, but something on your plate? In this episode, we're breaking down how going vegan could be a game changer for eliminating arthritis and chronic inflammation. Step by step, let's go. Welcome to the 1000 Podcast, a warrior's journey of faith, fighting, and lifelong learning. I'm your host, Blair Perrin, and today we're going vegan to get rid of arthritis and chronic inflammation. If this video is of any value to you, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to see my latest videos. I appreciate you. Okay, so before we hit number one, I want to suggest going to the doctor and getting some lab work done, getting some blood drawn, and just seeing what your basis is. This isn't something that I did personally, but having some more information about where you're starting on your journey and where you're going to be ending up is going to be valuable to you either way. So without further ado, let's begin with step number one. All right, step number one, get yourself a journal, or you can even use notes on your phone. But documenting your journey is going to be important. You're going to want to document your energy levels. You're going to want to document the pain levels that you're at. Maybe it's where you're finding inflammation. For me, I definitely was having inflammation in my hand, and so I would wake up in the morning and my hand would be at like 90 degrees. Yeah, that's kind of where I was. And so for me, finding out that I needed to eliminate things even beyond the vegan spectrum. So I was allergic to both dairy and meat, and so I needed to eliminate that. But later on, I found that there were other things that I was also allergic to. And so, yeah, get yourself a journal, document your energy levels, how you feel, and where your pain levels are at. People go vegan for a lot of different reasons, or plant-based, but I went vegan specifically because of inflammation in my body. Actually, my mom and I, my mom was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and for me, I was having a lot of the symptoms, and I needed to, get rid of that. If I wanted to be an athlete for the rest of my life, this is something that I just needed to prioritize, and it was my health. So number two is definitely gather your favorite recipes. It's going to be important to be able to snag some of your favorite things, because most things that you can make with meat or dairy, you can usually find a way to be able to change it up and transform it into a vegan dish. So for me, I enjoy chicken fried rice, and so instead of chicken fried rice, I would take out the egg, I would take out the chicken, and I would put in tofu. And here's a little trick with tofu: mash it up and throw some turmeric on it. It'll color it, it'll change it into like this orangey yellow, and it'll look like egg. But yeah, being able to find ways to change some of your favorite dishes into meals that you can still have is going to help you on your journey. All right, step number three. So this is important. You're going to want to do research. Yes, I'm sharing some things with you here right now, but you're going to want to do some research on your own, because there really is a lot out there, and there's perspectives that other people have that might be really valuable to you. And so you'll want to research your essential vitamins that you're missing out on, like your B12s and your vitamin D and calcium. How are you going to get those? Are you going to get those in supplement or pill form? Or are you going to take some creatine, which is the most studied supplement in the world right now, which is great for going vegan if you're going that route. Also, look at different smoothie shakes or ways that you can be able to take in extra nutrients. If you can imagine trying to eat a whole, just these giant salads all day, every day, that's pretty impossible to me. So being able to create a smoothie that you can take in and then add some flavor like some pineapple juice, or my mom enjoys putting pears in her smoothies. Those are going to be really helpful for your journey. And for me, especially looking at the shakes, because going vegan, my first 3 months, I lost a lot of weight. I lost, I think I was at 180-ish, and then I went down to 150 within like 3 months. It was a pretty drastic change, and I wasn't really even trying to do that. It just happened. So I didn't want to stay at that 150 level, even though I was feeling good at it. For me, I being an athlete, I wanted to make sure that I was able to maintain and raise my weight and gain muscle. And so, can vegans gain muscle? Heck yeah, they can. And there's different ways to do that. But having a shake has always been really supplemental for me, and also just adding those extra calories was helpful. And you're gonna want to check out some different restaurants. I live in Aurora, Denver area, and so here there are just so many valuable places to end up going. So usually you can find vegan food in Thai food or Ethiopian food, also Indian food. Even if those places aren't necessarily vegan, you can find vegan options in those places. But also in your city, you might have a variety of restaurants in the city that have vegan only options. Like, we had to look into vegan pizza because that was definitely something that I craved after going vegan or plant-based. And it took me, a few different tries to try to find the one restaurant that had pizza that was excelente. And yeah, take time to research some different restaurants. Something that you might not know when you're going on a vegan diet is that you're going to go on a food adventure. And I think that's one of the highlights for me during my time, is being able to try new foods. And as I went to restaurants to try new foods, it also gave me an idea on how to cook at home. And so if I was like, oh, you know what, that dish that I had at this restaurant was really good, I wonder if I can recreate something like it. That way I don't have to always go out to eat. All right, so number 4, pick a day to begin and just give yourself grace. We're all going into this with a different reason. If the reason is to get rid of arthritis and inflammation, then this is probably a good guide for you to go vegan or plant-based. And just know that there's going to be some times where you're trying to figure things out and things are hard, or you might be hangry like myself, like if I'm not getting enough calories and not knowing what to eat. Sometimes you do have to give yourself grace. If you feel like you have fallen off the wagon and you needed to eat meat again for whatever reason, hey, that's okay. Just jump out back on the wagon and see how these different foods are going to be able to serve you later on. All right, so number 5, you can either go all in or you can ease in. And so for me, why I chose to go all in was just because of the level of inflammation that I was experiencing. I was actually having trouble walking down one flight of stairs without my ankles, my knees, and hips being affected. I can even the bottoms of my feet, just the tendons there. Very difficult and painful. And so for me, I had this question because I'm a grappler. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and I actually did not know if I was going to be able to continue doing those things a year from then. And so with that in mind, I needed to eliminate dairy and meat right away and figure things out. And so that's just exactly what I did. And for you, that might be different. And my suggestion, if you can, is ease into things, because there's a lot of learning to do as you're transitioning into going plant-based. And so you might discover that just eating greens isn't going to be enough calories for you, or you're going to want to look at some of those things that I suggested before by doing your research. All right, so number 6 is testing. So why it's important to get a journal is to be able to track these things down. And so for me, finding out that yes, meat, but specifically all 3 different types of meat, both like steak, chicken, and fish, I was allergic to all of those things. And as I got my healing, as inflammation would go away, I would try those things again later on just to see and make sure I was pretty specific on if those things were the cause. And yes, they were. They ended up being not very good for my body. And so if I could go pescatarian, I would have gone pescatarian, definitely. I would eat fish all day long. But yeah, unfortunately, I would not be able to. Also, I discovered later on that there were other things outside of meat and dairy that what I was allergic to. And so one of those things I added into my diet was oatmeal. I think I was about like 2 or 3 months in, and I started needing some more, like I needed a heftier breakfast and something that would be able to make me full for a longer period of time. And so I thought oatmeal would be an amazing thing. But later on, I found out for that whole month, I was super inflamed and I just couldn't put my finger on it. And so it was my mom actually that mentioned that there was these other things that might not be serving me very well, and oatmeal was one of them. So make sure that you're looking on the labels of the different foods that you have, because it seems like oats are in almost everything, it feels like. And then also red wine and coffee, both of those things I needed to eliminate. And unfortunately, I eliminated all of those 3 things in one day. And so that was a pretty drastic day, especially if you're a coffee drinker, right? All right. So yes, make sure that you're testing, try things out, and then add things back in. And if it doesn't help or serve you, then just get rid of it altogether. Alright, so going vegan to fight arthritis and inflammation isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Whether you're trying to ease into this or go all in like I did, the goal is healing, clarity, and freedom in your body. Start by journaling, plan your meals, do the research, and set your start date. Then test, listen to your body. It will speak loud and clear. For me, the shift wasn't just physical, it was spiritual and mental. My energy changed, my weight changed, my mindset changed, and yours can too. You don't have to stay stuck in pain, you just have to take the first step. Until next time, stay strong, stay intentional, and step into your breakthrough. I am Blair 1000, and this is the 1000 Podcast. If you like this episode, I invite you to check out my next video on how going vegan for a year transformed my life. All right, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace out.